3-0 already. See if we can all in the healer. Cloak in 10 seconds. Die this global though. I'd cloak in 1 second. I just use like the low settings for the most part. It's kind of hard to hit my 360 hertz in 1440p while streaming. Streaming takes a lot. I guess it's just a 6-0 gap for the dragon over the archer. I was 3-0 at the start. It seems really heavy. Still have my blind, kind of waiting on shoot here. I'll blind off that CS. Hopefully that blizzard doesn't break it, but it does. That sucks. We won right here too. I was hoping like the blizzard wouldn't hit. It was like 1 yard from being out of range. That was close. think I actually could kill the rogue here. The rogue's playable? It's a stretch. I'm kind of just smurfing because MMR is weird on the beta. There's kind of a gigantic player gap. And there's also a lot of bugs where some people just kind of become useless and int the whole lobby because their talents and shit don't work. And then on top of that, there's a massive ping advantage because all beta and test realms in general are West Coast. So any Europeans that try to play the beta have like 200 ping going to West instead of Central, which is kind of the same of me playing on Europe because West to Europe is way more painful than like Central or East to Europe. But yeah, so I have like 20 ping on here. Actually higher than it should be. But everyone else has that are like Europeans and stuff have like 200 or 150. I would say Asta's probably the best rogue spec. Yeah. Are there newer patch notes for the beta though? Let me see. Last I heard, Sub got a buff. Let me see. Did they nerf Shadowheart and Leeching Poison? Yeah, neither of those matter. What else? Still scrolling. Have to control F rogue. Subterfuge is a 2-point node now? Oh yeah, there. Yeah, I don't feel like Sub is nerfed, per se. Unless there's like new nodes that I can't find. I was testing the difference between Trickster and Deathstalker earlier off stream. Seems like Deathstalker is still way more damage. If I do the same opener as both. I was thinking maybe Secret Tech could be more viable as Trickster. But because a lot of this tree is kind of terrible. Really, the only hero talents that do anything are the symbols modifier and just this one here, the guaranteed crit. This one's bugged. Doesn't do anything yet, I don't think. What, between Asa and Sub? I mean, yeah, Death Knights and Warlocks and Frost Mages and Ellie Shamans should still do double or triple your damage, and Devoker. There's kind of like 7 specs that are allowed to do damage, and then no one else does any damage at all. Doesn't even matter if you're actually getting good AoE off or not. I've been trying the tier set again too, because it scales up in Shuffle. They actually put your gear at 632. There's no reason not to wear the tier set, actually. And I also tried dropping Shadow Focus, because I never have energy problems lately anyway. So I kind of got Swift Death. And I chose Veil Touched, or Replicating over Veil Touched. I don't know if this is worth. I think Veil Touched is probably still better. Testing that out, but I could still do this actually. Did the beta die? There we go. Maybe I should turn exit lag off. Like it's not playing well with the beta. Here's the overall outlook. It's 90% the same game as Dragonflight. Certain classes will do a little more damage, certain classes will do a little less damage, but the class design is like 90% identical. With the cliff notes being 8-yard range melee talents are gone, and there's a little more random pets all over the screen. And maybe Windwalkers are a little less clunky, I've heard. That's about it. Not much has actually changed. The beard guy? What do you mean? No, I think Deathstalker is a lot better than Trickster. I like the guaranteed eviscerate crits sometimes, and the symbols of death modifier. This is like all on secret tech. And yeah. I don't know what you're asking, Goof. Yeah, it's the empowered Evis from this. Oh, lagged out on my trinket. I'm playing disarm. Probably should. Kidney, like immune or something somehow. Not always. Most classes, no. Rogue is one of the only classes in the entire game that doesn't just have defensives that go off while stunned. And leather is kind of squishier than cloth. Like if that was any like mail user or plate user or a warlock, not even like full blades go doesn't even break Dark Pact. You only really can kill monks and like other rogues. But yeah. Let's look at strong. The same things that are good on pre-patch and all of Dragonflight. Like any like high PvE class. Like Ellie, Death Knight. Like most of the pre-patch classes. Ret doesn't seem that terrible. Fury doesn't seem that bad. I'd say Ellie, DK are by far the most damage, and then Devoker seems like it does crazy damage. Frost Mage seems really good. I don't know if they're live yet. I'm playing Deathstalker. I thought I was still on DR, but I don't have a way to track it. Oh, I still killed here. Where do you see those at, though? I don't see them on Wowhead. Is it under like feedback rogues or whatever? I don't think those are in yet. You're saying secret tech reduced by 6. I don't think these outlaw changes do anything except for the all abilities. Killing spree is pretty low. I don't think it's gonna matter. And you're not really having energy problems, and the proc doesn't affect PvP. I don't know if Asa needed buffs. I think Asa was already the best. And I think the sub change here is just to compensate this being massively buffed. I think Trickster is terrible. Like, Deathstalker already does way more damage right now. 12 seconds off blind CD isn't enough when you already have Vanish CDR. I took a Q or something. I don't really notice the step at all. It's literally, this whole tree is just the this symbols modifier and then this. Maybe I can get extra common points fanonizing more with this. I gotta keep more attention to this. But yeah, for the most part, all Trickster is just a little secret tech buff. And the blind CD. that. Waiting on the wall to end before I kitty. They break my blind, of course. I get feared, so I can't kick that. I think the DHD seed. He only did 17 mil damage somehow. I'm stuck in combat. Oh, nice. Now I drop. They're generally 20 minutes to multiple hours long. On the beta, since the MMR isn't as tight, I think there's much wider MMR ranges just to make it pop. I think they're like 15 minutes, maybe less sometimes. Oh yeah, the DH is like invisible. Like they're killing him over there. That's weird. His body even teleported back here. That was weird, because the DH on my screen was still over here, like behind the pillar. Now we're tunneling him in the starting room. I waited a while for this lobby. That sucks. Hopefully the DH comes back and unruins the lobby. That'd be sick. Hope you still DC'd. Oh, he came back. Might be dead here. Got the ban off. I'm using S Arena. I got it on CurseForge. I like set CurseForge to beta. And then I just got the S Arena 2 by Sammers or whatever. For version 11.0, and that works. And then instead of big debuffs, Channel told me to get Omni Auras. And that works. That's what he was using, and I was like, what the hell is that? think we're dead here. Tried to DR cheap shot there, but subterfuge doesn't work at all. Got this dead here. Hopefully this breaks. Healer. Vanish in 3. $101 for the kill. Rogue Warrior and DHDPS is so close? What do you mean? Are you saying Rogue shouldn't be 10 million off? You're saying they all should be tripling me? I mean, it's also just, I'm gapping them hard. And my damage is all Rupture Pad. Not even real. And it's also 2 of the squishier melees, DH and Windwalker. I love people breaking every single CC of the game. Fix that. Vanish, have another kick for the healer. Try to gouge that, but it goes off. Healing through dark, I guess, because the warrior's doing damage. Kill in like 5, but I don't know if my druid lives that long. Kill next global. Okay. Secret Tech does an 8-0 the guy. want to blind, but there's no way they don't break it. Holding on to blind until the one time they're spread out enough, the DH won't break it. But he's just training the healers. Maybe I blind Windwalker. He's gonna break that on accident though still, yep. I think we're just dead. Imagine ever letting me CC anyone, you know, that'd be crazy. Thanks, Finkel. Guarantee time install change? Yeah, it's pretty shortened, yeah. You can go drop the 20% move speed for the Vanish Absorb though, and that helps. Yeah. I don't think Asteroid needed buffs, but you know. I think it was already better. Still playing Cata? Yeah. I played a lot of RMP and FMP yesterday. I just don't always have people on, so there's like no solo content, because people like to only play the end of seasons after they get full gear. There's like a couple hour window a day where like there's good Cata queues that aren't just like the same two teams sniping me with a hard counter. But yeah, Cata Rogue is way more fun than retail. It's not even remotely close. It's just the default dagger. I didn't transmog. This is the elite set though. By default, it's red. This is the normal. Oh, no, this is the elite. No, this is the shitty glide mount that no one wants. It's really just a reskin of the Venthyr Shadowlands bats. I crafted myself the boots. My problem with doing full craft was you couldn't put sockets in it. Or do you know how to do that? Because it doesn't let me do the PvP socket or the PvE socket on anything crafted. I think the sockets are pretty valuable. It's very damp. Yeah, but shouldn't you be able to socket PvP bracers like this? Like, why can't you do socket crafted bracers, you know? I'm imagining if you can do a PvP scaling craft, that it would let you socket it. And I have the quest or whatever for it. I just can't get to the city without it teleporting me back. I mean, if you want to make me a ring... Then again, I'm kind of lacking on Versa. So maybe I just don't. Oh, so broken bread other classes? It's pretty mid. Your micro CC could still, like, smurf on people that have no idea what's going on, but it's still a PvE game. And you don't PvE the same way an Ellie Shaman or a Death Knight or a Frost Mage or, you know, a Devoker does. Or a Ret or a Fury. Pretty much half the roster. You're still paying the I can spam cheap shot tax. Even though everyone else has a billion micro CCs too. And people whine about gouge when everyone's perma-dotted the entire game for pad procs. With, like, you know, AoE dots that spread the entire map, like Throwglaive and Sunfire and Purge the Wicked, and, you know. Yeah, I really hate the whole AoE fucking meta for, like, the last 2 or 3 expansions in a row. Like, they really need to separate Mythic Plus from Arena entirely. Oh, you can't use someone else's materials anymore? You could. Yeah, actually, you would already have the mats in your backs, and I could just check the thing to use your mats, but I guess they got rid of that. I just also don't want to fuck my bags, because I already have so much leatherworking and engineering stuff. But, oh well. I wanted to try NG goggles, and then instead of just doing JC, but then I was like, eh. Well, Subterfuge doesn't work at all, so... Not great. Anything pre-Legion is great. But yeah, what do you mean in so in cata anime? You get a full recoup? Not always, no. Yeah, even your bar doesn't switch at all. I don't think it's intentionally broken. I think it's pretty clearly just bugged, right? I don't think they nerfed Vanish because of subterfuge. They just people complain that they can't AoE a Rogat after they vanish. And they just want it to be more outplayable, which is fine. You could just play the shield so that dots don't pull you out instantly. Like 6-second subterfuge is the way to make Asa and Outlaw feel like they can still dance while cutting out the keybinds to make them even easier to play. That's probably their mindset. But they just want a fucking unkeybounded dance. I don't think it's annoying though that you have to put 2 points in it. Like I would rather it be 3 seconds with 1 point. I have no idea. No one can tell right now in the beta. Beta is super buggy. And the match quality is pretty low because MMR isn't really that right. And there's big ping differences and stuff like that. Yeah, if you take 1 point out, you can't take double vanish. Virgo P? Not really. It's pretty mid. All of the pre-patch classes that are broken on beta too. Just whatever does the most PV DPS, which is like Death Knight, LE. Fury and Ret seem pretty good. Devoker seems really good. Just pick anything that does high damage. Oh yeah, Frost Mage is really good. On process? I don't think I know. Yeah, I didn't mention Destro. But Warlocks are also notorious gaslighters. They won't be happy, like every time they ever like compare anything, they're like comparing a war mode bugged game where they just don't have their honor talents or something. Or they'll be like, "See, Ath is terrible when you don't have this core talent. You know, doing everything." They will cherry pick their 1 ounce of unfun on like a game where it's bugged and they can't even play the game anyway. Where no spec can play the game when they get war mode bugged. Yeah, shuffle pop right now. I need it more than ever. Good in pre-patch. Frost Mage, Devoker, Ret, Fury. Obviously, Ellie and DK are probably the most two busted things. Our Druid and Provoker are the best healers. Asa's probably the best rogue spec. Not much is changing. It's still a really slow-paced PvE Dragonflight tab micro CC game. It's like 90% the same as Dragonflight. Melt the Chaos Bolt there. Probably. He wants to test something. Should stay in one place. pretty quick. Work feels strong? Not really. I mean, it's pretty mid. Doesn't feel like unviable. Doesn't feel like impressive. Like every lobby is kind of just smurfing. Because my UI is probably set up better than other people's. Most people are like playing without DR trackers and stuff, and the MMR is also like a much wider range than it should be. So I'm fighting people like way below me, MMR wise. And it's still always a struggle, and I'm never top damage ever, even if I play really, really well in a short game. It's basically the same thing as Dragonflight. Pretty mid. It's like Ellie Shaman, Death Knight, Frost Mage, Devoker, maybe Ret and Fury. I don't know on those. I've only seen one or two. Yeah, I kind of like all my CC stuff in a row, and then offensives in a row, and then the gap. Normally, Mage Food and bandages are over here, but yeah, that's the job of being a streamer. So my auto ad is going off in 5 minutes with no snooze available. Do you guys want it on round 1 right now, or do you want it in the later rounds? You want to get it out of the way? Okay, I'm running it now. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't want it to go off mid fucking lobby. I should have ran it while it was in queue. I didn't think it would pop this fast. I want to blind, but the Windwalker will surely break it. I hate the DR in cap there. I was waiting to kick clone again. Valve the clone on me. Might be dead here. I'm just so fucked here. Ram and cloak. You guys only missed round 1. Okay, that's not that bad. It's called Omni Auras, I think. Chan led me on to it the other day because I was asking how he had big debuffs on the beta. He said this is just better than big debuffs, period. I'm trying it out now. Burst. Yeah, just Aura Mastery cast. Dual defensively on healer. And for CC. Got a bomb there too. Probably just gave up, I guess. Come on, he's back. Fix that. Do a kidney. Blind. Of course they break it. That. Someone else overlaps their kick with me. I don't get the gouge and stun off of it. There's dots anyway for the gouge. Might just have lethal on this guy here. Okay. I kick that. I got it. Gouge the next cast. Bubble. My druid might just explode here. Put Kitty behind the fist so it doesn't dodge. Stage, so I don't just get soloed. On that heal. Maybe I just split on the guy. Duel him for more CC. Too bad I can't gouge with Rupture up. That would be sick if I had dirty tricks. Okay, we Rupture everyone else to get the coil. Like 2 seconds away from dance. Chi burst. Solo's Pally, nice. I had a blind for him in 2 and a vanish to reset everything. Hit. 4 out. Yeah, I guess the Pally just gave up. Guess he just wants to AFK every round. I was hoping I could counter cheese the Druid first, but I should have just perma peeled, I guess. Yeah, this is the Death Stalker, yeah. I mean, this is the animation Duel used to have forever ago. Kind of. When it like first came out. I don't know why they got rid of the effect on it. Break that, I was lucky. We're all just dead. So we cheesed around with that meld. Whew. Anywhere from like 800k to 2 mil. Out of like 7 to 9 mil. And that's like the peak Stars line. Actually, the peak with that round was 1.3 mil. I guess just target dummy. It's the 2 mils. Yeah, this one was top 600. Way less than that actually. And then backstab is still hitting for like 50k. Thank you, Ronald, for the prime. Backstab legitimately is like 50k.
Content.
Secret attack doesn't do that much. I don't know if secret attack's even worth pressing, to be honest. Seems like the Abyss does more damage than it. Yeah, it's pretty much the same spec as Dragonflight. Kyrian build felt terrible. I've been trying dropping the 6% crit and Shadow Focus and this to get Swift Death and replicating. Because this would basically be the Dragonflight version, right? Just how to play this. I don't mind Sepsis. Sometimes it'll give you like a game-winning re-cheap shot for sap or something when you're out of dance charges. And then the bugged 20% more Shadow Strike sometimes. It's been bugged since like Shadowlance. That's still there. And Shadow Strike actually seems to do decent damage because of Deathstalker. I don't think the duplicated Shadow Strike modifier benefits from Weapon Master though, or I would try Weapon Master, but I think focus macros work, but I kind of just put them in the same way I have them in Dragonflight anyway. Like the target last target shit. Like the big max macros. I haven't tested it on like, you know, with a normal focus macro. But I still do this workaround just in case. That's just how I copy and pasted them over, you know. But yeah, right now Subterfuge doesn't work at all. And a lot of your hero talents don't really do anything. Like this one's still 0. I was trying like a flag T build too, where I went perforated and dropped deeper daggers, but it didn't seem that good. It's easier to fit the Sepsis Global in like halfway through the combo than it is to fit the flag earlier in the combo. Because like Deathstalker making you want to put up a Shadow Strike kind of is where you would want a flag. Whereas Sepsis, you can kind of just fit it in the middle of your combo for like extra pad and an extra extra macabre stack, you know? Like, flag wouldn't be bad if it just gave you a combo point, and so it would work with blades. Like, if it gave you combo points, it'd be sick, but... Yeah, also the deeper daggers is really important with how much more shadow bullshit you have. My talent's bugged out. Didn't happen the entire last lobby. I have no duel or bomb or anything, and I'm missing a million HP. Because I got the war mode bug. When you get the war mode bug too, it makes it where you can't dance a lot. My dance is grayed out. But it spam resets the CD of your vanish when it happens. So I could just like vanish kidney the whole team over and over again, but it seems to be whenever there's a shaman or a feral, it bugs out a lot, I've noticed. I'm using Esrina. Yeah, I got the Esrina updated by Sammers or whatever on CurseForge. And it works. I'm using the Zaryu layout. I tried to duel first global before I lost access to it, but I already got the war mode bug. So I can't duel the rest of the game now. I think it's a kidney, that's crazy. Subterfuge doesn't work, so I can't cheap shot the DK here. Hopefully they like hotfix this war mode bullshit. It's been like bugged for a week. Makes the beta like almost unplayable. Even though more people are playing the beta than pre-patch. I would be just playing cata, it's just people aren't on. So it's like this is kind of what I need to do solo stuff, but biggest one shot right now? Honestly, I don't feel like there is really any one shots. Some specs do double their sustained damage, like Devoker and DK and Ellie, but get AoE'd out to nothing a mile away. Wishing I could duel here, but I'm war mode bugged. Trying to duel like first global before I lose my talents, but it doesn't go off. Am I watching? I mean, I'm doing pretty terrible damage because I keep getting the bug where my gear doesn't scale and I can't use any honor talents. I'm last place on dam because of the bug. But trying to use my dual first global before I lose access to any of my buttons, but like that. Can't stop this one. This one though. Vanish, I have another kick for the healer. Dodge the fly stun, still hits me. Step kick Spirit Bloom or whatever he casts in a second. Gouge. Blinds off it, like to see it. I just get DK blinded. Hopefully I get dispelled one time. Got one null, got two, got all three. For a kidney. Hopefully my red doesn't just die. It looks like he might. Trying to gouge off, but I'm just stuck in CC. Blinded one. Might get a reset because of the bomb. I get the sap. Have a kidney in 3. Clone. The kidney. Brett did triple my damage. Well, on details he did 75. On the scoreboard he did 60. So he did it like 2.5 times. Probably Asta. It's pretty much 90% the same game as Dragonflight. It's more of a patch. There's just more little random micro pets. What are you asking, Horde? Dual first global just before I lose my honor talents. Gotta use it before I lose it. Yep, I already lost access to my honor talents. Nice. Whenever you have the war mode bug though, your vanish randomly resets for no reason. So since I'm not gonna be able to dance half the game and I lost 1,000,000 health worth of damage, I need to just spam vanish for CDR. It's the only way I can kind of pretend to play like I'm dancing. Because also subterfuge doesn't work either. So my job is just tab kidney everything. It's the only way I could be useful without the war mode. know. We're just gonna tap kidney. Shamelessly. My subterfuge actually worked, Poggers. One time. It's a Turkish thing? Oh, my bad. Seems to be whenever there's a shaman or a feral, that's when the wormwood bug happens, like half the rounds or more. I don't know what causes it though. Yeah, all your PvP gear stops scaling. And then you're also just unable to dance half the game. And your subterfuge never works ever, whether you're bugged or not. Subterfuge just doesn't work. So there's a lot of bugs. But that is what it is. Apparently I couldn't blind that or gouge it. Not sure how he got precog even though I landed the kick. Provoker does more damn than me, cool. That time I got big. My vanish broke to air, but at least I got a re. Okay, they're buffing Asa and not sub, even though Asa does more damage already. See, trinkets non-blades. Really good. Three walls of air. Just waiting. Full send. Just gonna CC, they were renewing blaze. I blind broke to nothing. Gouge broke to nothing. It's probably Asa again, probably. Hopefully it's sub, but it'll probably end up being Asa. If sub is good, it'll get nerfed within a couple weeks. It looks very, very similar to Dragonflight. He pre-used his defensives for no reason. Waiting it out. Do his Aura Mastery. Lucky. I'm using the default edit mode right now. Actually, no, I'm using Bartender on the beta. Never mind. I'm using Bartender. I should have just spread it out like that. Apparently, I couldn't get a re-insap there. Something kept me in combat forever. Couldn't meld this because the game's laggy. Oh, melds now. It just says renewing Blaze every time I have CDs, and there's no way I could force it without Blades. I don't know if it's possible to 1v1 a healer without like 60% dampening. Big boss almost down. JK lag spike. It feels the same as Dragonflight. Personally, T-Dales. Feels more like a patch. Like, there's like maybe 3 rogue changes that are like notable. Just a couple more passives you can pad, and that's about it. Weak aura wise. Very similar talent build. Very similar rotation. You just don't have the 8-yard range acrobatic strikes, and pre-med gives you full combo points. And what's the third change? Oh yeah, you want to open with Shadow Strike because of the Death Mark or Death Stalker mark or whatever. You want to like soft open, do the Calvish special of just let the enemy team outplay themselves and peel you on air when you're not committed yet. You just open with Shadow Strike, let them peel you 5 times, and then go. So you get more death marks up. I appreciate it, McLaughlin.
Had to take a few months off, but always love and wish I could always be
Welcome
subbed.
back.
You're my fave streamer.
I don't know if you saw the Cata tournament. It was really good. We almost won the whole thing. We got 3rd. That was pretty hype a couple months ago. I'm still enjoying Cata more than I enjoy retail, but I just don't have queues every day on Cata. So everyone's kind of just waiting for the end of the season, I feel like. Awkward. I'm lagged out on all my CDs. I love Elwyn lag. I think it'll be Asa. They're already buffing sub and nerfing Asa when Asa's already better. I don't think any spec can 1v1 a healer before 60% dampening, so like... This is an isolated filler just to practice my damage numbers waiting on Q. I think I'm dead here though. Did no renewing blaze for this, but it didn't matter. I just tried to kick into his Ore Mastery again. It's a setting in better Blizz frames. kick disintegrate. Dance literally just for the healing. My gouge broke to air, so I die. I had cloak in 1. Yeah. Apparently I can't hit this guy point blank. Right? Oh, it's just the lag. Okay. Stealth breaks to nothing like it always does. I had no dots. Now, Elwyn lag is crazy. I don't know why people aren't in Westfall. Everybody needs to go back to the Westfall, man. I just need this shuffle to pop, though. I don't think that one works. I've never seen that on someone's death log. Pretty much all that's on Deathstalker is the symbols of death modifier and then the Abyss crit. And then all that's on Trickster is really just the secret tech modifiers and the 12 seconds off blind CD. That's the Diablo pre-order amount or whatever, but glad bad I hate it. You have to reload UI and then eventually it'll work. Sometimes it goes under your player frame and it's buggy. Every add-on's a little wonky on beta. I just reload UI and then eventually it works. I know you mean on the target. Saying sometimes the combo points on the target. You might need to enable and re-enable the settings. I'll try to re-upload the profile too, because it might be an out-of-date profile. But it should be in miscellaneous. But I'll re-upload it. I only went back out to this layout after like coming back from cata. Again. Yeah, it should be in here. Yeah, if it's like underneath your player frame as the old school layout, then you have to reload UI and it should move it over. Meld Ray in a second. I'll just meld Ray with crossbow. I can still vanish the Ray. Song? I'll fix the song game for you. It should be under my webcam now. Oh, I'll put it back, my bad. I didn't mean for it to go away. Should be good now. How you doing, Martise? Is that a healer? It was, yeah. Sorry. I didn't see the YouTube chat for a minute. Bless you, thank you. kidney off into a trap, hopefully. Back out. Druid Moonfired. I don't think I have 0. Wait, it says the rest of Shaman did 4.2 billion damage? I don't think that's right. I was like, how am I 4th? I don't think that's right. My chatbot will get you for links, and I don't really do song requests. So I'll get copyright if I don't do things entirely through Spotify. Because of the way I have it split to where it doesn't go to YouTube or my VODs. Block's dead here, I think. I'm already on our talent bugs. So I can't bomb there for a sap. Which means I need to abuse Vanish to make up for the fact that I'm missing 1,000,000 damage. Whenever you have the on our war mode bug, you just spam reset your Vanish CD for no reason. Because just everything about the game breaks when that happens. But it's the only way to make up for the fact that the game won't let me dance half the game. And I don't have duel or bomb. And I'm missing like 1,000,000 HP and a bunch of damage. So. Vanish CDR is all I got left. Tab kidney everything. Try to gouge there. For sure. How you doing, Refi? How's kind of stuff here? When you don't get the war mode bug, I mean, you know, you're still way behind on damage of all the real meta stuff, but not that bad. You still have micro CC. It feels 90% the same as Dragonflight. I think Asa will end up being the best overall, probably, but sadly. So I'm more excited about Mop than I am War Within, but I'll play it for like a month or something. But dueling early just in case I lose my honor talents later. Tap this trinket, JK. Roll bomb. Hunter might be dead. Oh, that binding shot fucked me so hard, man. We won literally right there. I mean, we might still win, but... He was literally 1 second from being off stun DR, and he triple DR binding shot at him for no reason. Yeah, precog still exists. And they made a even more fuck you to set up comps even though they weren't viable, with giving you 5% damage reduction in stunts as a gem. As if double DPS 2s and any setup comp in general weren't already dog shit. Gotta make people tankier. already honor talent bugged. So I can't use duel and I'm missing a bunch of damage. So I gotta just spam vanish. It's the only way to be useful since honor talent bug also bugs out your vanish. No, we're just gonna tap kidney everything. It's not gonna be a normal game. We double kick there. I mean, CC is still gutted. Like, if anything, precog should be for landing a kick, not faking a kick. And they should just give more healers kicks and more ways to avoid CC. And then rebuff all the CC. And then if you rebuff the CC, then you can, like, make triple DR go away and maybe make, like, DRs take longer to reset. Good shot. Already got the honor talent bug. I love how this lock just re-tab dots every single time on my blind. Gotta get that burst going. I don't know if the enchant's on the beta yet. I never looked. I could see if I have it though. It gave me the elite set, so maybe it's on there. Is it Holy Fire, maybe? I don't know. It might be this. What do you want, Windwalker? I haven't queued enough of them to know. I mean, anything that tries to like play to win is just going to be inferior to anything that just has their cat walk on the keyboard and triple everyone's down. Like, you can't compare anything to an Ellie or a DK or a Frostmage or a Devoker. And you just hold their dick on the keyboard and do top damn spec. On the beta, yeah. So everyone, like every single spec, gets a game-breaking bug where your gear unscales out of PvP and you lose like 1,000,000 health and a bunch of damage. And you lose access to all your honor talents. People call this the war mode bug because you just lose everything that war mode or PvP would give you. And it happens to every spec in the game. And whenever the war mode bug is happening to Rogue, your Vanish just keeps resetting. And it's like the only way I could be useful because Subterfuge doesn't work. And when I'm war mode bugged, I also can't dance. So I can't dance, I have no Subterfuge, and none of my honor talents work. So the only thing I can do is just spam Vanish for cooldown reduction. It's like the only way to stun things too. But my Vanish wouldn't be resetting constantly if it wasn't during the war mode bug. Like if it's a normal round, I'm not vanishing that much. But like literally your Vanish is like a couple second cooldown when you're bugged. Because the game is just that spaghetti code right now. Like every couple globals, your Vanish just comes off CD for no reason when you have the bug. It's like the only way you can do anything, so. Well, breaking out of stealth a mile away. Tries to kick me. thought I had super tech there, but I didn't. Oh, it's gonna pull me out. Oh, it didn't. Nice. Surely he has no externals left now, right? Hopefully we can get another shuffle real quick. That'd be nice. Those are just people in this zone. Hopefully we can find someone to duel here. It's less laggy here than it is in Elwyn. I don't think so. Morning, V. Yeah, I hear conflicting things on Windwalker. Some people say it's like less clunky, some people say it's more like, I don't know. I think it's just the damage profile is just worse than the PvE classes. And that's just a setup comps are extinct problem, not really a Windwalker problem. The game's not really about like a specific CC window or anything, or like, you know, getting a good in cap and like robbing people into like a triple like sweep or anything. Like, either, you know, you do crazy sustained damage the whole game and you're immortal, or you don't. Rogue is pretty middle of the pack, I think. Asa will probably end up being OP in the long run after some more tuning, but sub isn't really. It's basically the same thing as Dragonflight. I'd say DH damage isn't that impressive. Non-acid damage isn't that impressive, and yeah. CC in general doesn't seem that rewarding still. Just seems like it's every game is Frost Mages and Ellies and DKs just padding. And maybe Devokers in there too. Yeah, I mean, hero talents just aren't designed for PvP at all. They're just more passives to pad that you need weak auras for, when setup comps were already too clunky to be flexible. So adding even more rotational pad complexity makes the threading the needle in the haystack even more counterplay for you to do like effective damage when there's just like more ramp up time and and more random shit breaking CC and more random pets all over the screen, like I don't know. I don't think hero talents should be in PvP. They're pretty toxic. It's all just passives that aren't really interesting. And there's already way too many buffs. Like, I'm having to go into Better Blizz frames and, like, filter out, like, 100 buffs. Everyone has, like, 7 rows of buffs to the point that I can't even see the cast bars unless I omega spread the target and focus out. Everyone literally has, like, 40 pad buffs for no reason. Probably should move this even further down. Even though I already filtered out, like, half the buffs in the game. Like, Mage alone has, like, 8 different passive pad buffs that you don't really need to see of, like, oh, here's, like, 6% free intellect. Okay, here's, like, 10% free haste. Okay, here's, like, like, bone chilling, big brained. Like, there's, like, 20 of them that I had to fucking blacklist. Where it's just like, I don't need to see these. They're not cover buffing Purge. It's not tied to any offensive CDs. It's just like they pressed one button and gained 5 buffs for no reason. And every class is like that. I had to like go to the target dummies and watch people do their rotations and like blacklist like 7 to 10 buffs of every class to be able to fucking see the cast bars. It's kind of crazy. It's just so much clutter. Like if I go in here, right, and I turn off Better Blizz frames, take off my buff filter, find like a Warlock or a Mage. Look at this SP. Not even that many, actually. Why do people have that many buffs? Do I need to see this many buffs? Like, obviously the procs are important. Icicles are important. Instant Blizzard's even important. But do I need to see Fire Mastery or Frost Mastery or Bone Chilling? Or Frigid Empowerment? Maybe Frigid Empowerment, but... what's reasonable, yeah. I mean, I'm more excited about Mop than I am about War Within. I'll try War Within for like a month, but it just literally feels like a patch. It's like even there's a Raikou tweet about the same thing, where it literally just feels like 90% the same. Like, my class, I feel like I got like 3 changes and that's it. That's just the simple spec, yeah, you just have growed everything. Okay, let me see if I can find the tweet from Raikou. People asking if it's worth going back to War Within. If you like Dragonflight, you'll like War Within. It's almost identical. Just feels like a mobile version. I kind of had the same opinion. Like, literally the only changes with Rogue at all, besides having like 3 more weak aura passives for hero talents, is acrobatic strikes doesn't give you range anymore, and pre-med is different, and that you want to open with Shadow Strike for the hero talent passive, and that's about it. You play this pretty much same talents, same rotation. Certain classes gained a little more damage, and other classes lost some damage. A mobile version, yeah. My honor talent's bugged out already. So I just gotta spam vanish, I guess, since I can't dance most of the game. I dodge broke to air. Alright, step kick finally in a sec, yours. Like my SP just dies here? Yeah. That sucks. That Vanish was not worth it. I just assumed my... Oh, no, actually it was worth it. My Honor Talents bugged, like, second global of the game. If my Honor Talents didn't bug, and Vanish actually had a CD, and I was useful, it wouldn't be worth it. But I've gotten War Mode bug almost every round this lobby, so... Yeah, Backstab hits for, like, 50k out of 7 million. Backstab for 40, Backstab for 40. It's practically at Cataclysm numbers. It is some ass. Blind and Gouge both break to nothing. Am I the only one getting War Mode bugged every single round? I think my guy just dies here. Gouges and just lets it break dots. Nice. Had a kidney there, but okay. I mean, when you get the War Mode bug, you're effectively useless, because your gear stops scaling in PvP too. I'm missing like a 1.5 million HP and a bunch of agility for no reason. The only consolation prize is it also bugs out your Vanish. So you can at least Vanish CDR spam. It's like the only way to stun anything. It was like 1 second from being off DR when I should have just sapped him half though. Because Subterfuge doesn't even work half the time, so it's like the only way to stun anything. So just spam Vanish. Not much rated. Thank you again for the gifted yesterday. I appreciate it, man. The first lobby, I didn't get the war mode bug, so I actually can do damage. The other rogue got the bug this time instead. Unlucky him. I can tell because he has 5.7 million health. As if he's just missing multiple pieces of gear. Suspension. A good moment. Yeah, I mean, it helps a lot. Thank you so much. Sleep. Got all 3 nulls. Oh, I get the war mode bug. That means I have to just spam banish the whole game. The only way for me to stun anything. Oh, it actually let me dance. Tap that apparently. Wishing I could duel that, but blind in a sec. That. Nice rep. Couldn't have gouged over it, but. Addons. I mean, Bourne was doing some good hodges, some good reps. He was playing like I was gonna play normally, but with the spam vanish, it kind of breaks the tempo a lot. Got behind his evasion twice. Tried to half sap that, but couldn't. A little scary for me. Probably still Night Elf. Not much has changed. It might just be an outdated profile on PvP. I'll re-upload it to the Discord. Some get more damage? Not really. You don't compare at all to like DK or LE or Frost or Devoker or like all the pad specs. And then half the games you just get the war mode bug, where you just can't dance, subterfuge doesn't work, and your honor talents don't work, and you're missing like 1.5 million HP and just agility too. Like half your gear just doesn't scale up. Really bad when that happens. And it pretty much happens to someone every lobby. Yeah, sub damage is pretty similar. I thought it was better the first couple days, but not really. Like the pad specs are just way better. And then Ass is already getting buffed, even though it was already better, I think, too. It seems like more Dragonflight tab dot TV pad. Let me read. Crazy I haven't gotten a blitz this entire stream either. Guess no one does blitz on the beta. I guess I could dual box it with the pre-patch. I'm gonna get the auto ad out of the way so it doesn't go off on the later rounds. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't think that queue was gonna be that short, actually. It was like 10 minutes early. Otherwise, it was gonna go off in the middle of like round 2. If I don't do it now, at least half of it right now is the starting room, I guess. But I'd block it up, or prime, you know, or turbo, something. Feel bad though, but. Got bubble, man. sank the hunter. It was a short round. And I just had Rupture on even the pets. Whole team had Rupture. Armor is only on pre-patch. Like on the beta, I have 16% armor instead of 50. Armor is just a fucking weird fucking pre-patch change for no reason. Get Sank out of the way. I'll blind the Sank. Got the War Mode bug. So I guess I have to just spam Banish. Get the ulti pen off. Dodge the trinket. I wish I could just gouge the healer, but that blind saved me from the Moonfire. Oh, he just has to tab Moonfire the sap again for no reason. Happy that the dots got removed so I could actually play the game. But even healers gotta play for their damage parse, you know? Like that. I would waste my stun DR when he was off stun DR in like 3. Love Shuffle Brains. I make him waste his whole ulti. Natalia's still just dying. They impressively managed to break my blind through LOS. They go out of their way to break it. I think I'm just dead here. I'd vanish in 4. If I kidded Warrior, I could have maybe lived. Instead of like de-arcaning the Hunter on accident. Which game? Guessing. Well, it doesn't even show me his death log. Just shows the 16. Druid immediately tabbed Moonfires my blind again. Thank God the priest already trinketed by the time they broke it. I get that Moonfire spam could almost out damage a sub rogue, but like, holy shit, they need to like chill. DC is our win con. Moonfire's almost ticking as hard as Rupture. It's kind of crazy. Alright, at least this game I can CC. Because the Druid's on the enemy team. And I don't have to worry about Sank. Yeah, the Druid almost outdamaged me. This game's bad. Wheel up, yeah. On scroll wheel. Different font for bartender. I was gonna half sap there. Blind immediately breaks, and I have no idea what. And now my pally just dies. Well, might sap this, hopefully. Now he's in Consecrate. Full send while ultimate penance is going on. Poke the binding shot. Try to gouge this guy. Into kidney. I'll have to blind first, then kidney is trinket. Not triggeting. Crazy, he actually held his trinket there. I don't do damage, so I'm just gonna dual healer for CC. Even though the duel might have saved my fucking pally, but I just get cloned out of an old trap. 1% though, 5%. Hope he's fine. I have a bomb if I get there. Don't even think we win this race. Secret tech fails to 20-0 the guy. Try to kick the regrowth, but I'm in a binding shot. Could've just gone Hunter. God damn. Well, at least we won almost every lobby except for this one. The game is really slow, Pluto. I get Life Bloom on the nameplate. It's part of my better Blizz plates settings. Yeah. I already got the war mode bug, so can't duel or bomb or anything. Gonna fake hit the druid, just the micro CCM. My gouge breaks to nothing. My blind breaks to nothing. And my guy dies without pressing turtle. That was fun. Yeah, only Provoker and Druid can heal anything. They're like the only two healers in the game. But yeah, it feels pretty much identical to Dragonflight. Except for more buggy. With the war mode bug, where half your abilities just don't work half the time. All the CCs are randomly breaking for no reason, stealth breaks for no reason. Whenever you get Subterfuge doesn't work at all. Whenever you get the war mode bug, you can't dance. Whenever you get the war mode bug, Vanish basically has no CD. They're just spamming CDR, and the only way you can play it all with war mode bug is to just spam Vanish Kidney the whole team. It's like the most buggy I've ever seen in the game. For a beta. Literally, it's just heartbeat. Like, fly this guy? Okay, broke for no reason. Gouging him? Okay, broke for no reason. How's life? Stuff's really brutal right now. Not great. My girlfriend's been in Chicago for like a month. Because she's like power of attorney for her mom having like medical issues. And she at least got FMLA for work, so she still has work when she gets back, but making rent a little stressful. And then it's the longest we've been apart. We lived together. Been gone like almost a month. So I've lost a lot of weight because I haven't been eating as well. And then on top of that, like, it's a gigantic drought with the game. Because people aren't queuing up in cata. It's hard to find queues. Everyone's just kind of waiting for the end of the season. And there's nothing to do on retail, even though I prefer cata. Because of pre-patch being extremely buggy and beta being extremely buggy. And War Within official arenas don't start for like 6 more weeks. Because even when the expansion comes out on like August 26th or whatever, the season doesn't start for 2 weeks after that. So the season would be starting like September 10th. So we're like kind of 6 weeks away from having like a playable video game in that regard. It's a huge drought for like anyone that's not like a PvE SOD streamer. Because there's just nothing to do, right? Retail's over, people aren't playing cata even though they should. Like, I'm enjoying cata way more than retail, but I just don't have queues for it every single day to turn my stream on. Because it's not as solo content, YOLO, antisocial as retail is. If you liked Dragonflight, you'll like War Within. It's basically 90% the same. You might just do a little more damage or a little less damage, and you might have like 3 or 4 more passives to track weak auras with, and that's about it. The class design did not really change that much for pretty much the entire game, except for like Windwalker and Druid. And there's just more random pets all over the screen for like DK and Mage and yeah. The same tab dot micro CC PvE pad playstyle. No time to master another class. I mean, maybe I'll play some mage and some barrel or something, but I don't know. I don't think Rogue will be F tier though. I think Asa will still be S tier. It's getting buffed for no reason again. And there are sub lobbies where I top game. I think you just play wound and crippling. But yeah, the talent build's the same. The rotation is basically the same outside of maybe opening with Shadow Strike more. Not much changed. I don't really like playing Asa at all. It's really boring. So I'll probably just pray for Mop to come out. Just not really play. Unless I have like a really good AWC team. And I'm like playing Asa just for the tournament's sake. But I don't know. Other classes are more fun than Asa. But yeah, I might have today just be a short day. Because that last lobby kind of tilted me a little bit. But we'll see. If this next key does pop in a couple of minutes, I guess we'll do one more, but I'm just a little fried. There's no one to play with on Cata this late. Prime time is like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Otherwise, you just fight the same one team sniping you 5 times in a row. And I don't really have anyone on to play with. Majidin's not available. I don't think Pugs is on this late. I doubt Josito is on this late. I doubt Aegis is on this late. People don't really play late night. There's like a couple hour window of the day that the game is playable. If you're not just doing like YOLO solo, you know, peekaboo style viewer twos mode, you know. Yeah, I much prefer playing Kata, and I hope they announce Mop. Like, I think end of season for Kata will be really hype. And that's probably in like a couple weeks. Because Firelands probably comes out in a month to a month and a half from now. And then the season will be ending like 2 weeks before that, right? And then hopefully everyone will just be playing insta-Q Kata, that'll be great. Even though Classic is like way more sweaty for cheaters. I'm saying hopefully they announce Mop. Because they said Kata was going to be 1 year. And we're like a third of the way done with Kata almost. Once season 1 is over. I'm just saying in general is that hopefully end of season for Kata is really popular, but there's gonna be so many people sniping and dodging. People do all that like cheating shit way more exponentially hard on Classic for no reason. Granted, retail it's pretty rampant too in RBGs and shuffles. Like shuffles is just mostly win traders. It's kind of crazy. Mostly because of all the alt spots. It doesn't pop at the average wait time. We're just gonna chill now, but I'll get the auto ad out of the way though, just so it doesn't hit me mid lobby. I only have one snooze. Being better at LoL and streaming would be better for the channel. I've tried to do that. I've been diamond a couple times in like season 6 to 10 on like Riven and stuff. It's just League is a 10-plus-year-old game too and dead. The only way you get Zoomers and stuff and people interested in Snowball in general, gaming is just dead for like actual content creation. You have to actually be really, really entertaining and just be good at reacting to stuff. Like just being a React Andy is like 90% of streaming. But a lot of it, like if you actually want to be sweaty, competitive, you know, the gaming is the content mode. Your only option is FPS games. Like if you want to do well, the only thing where gameplay can carry is like Valorant. Maybe one or two other FPS games, but I don't enjoy FPS, so fighting games don't actually bring in that many new people. StarCraft is dead. WoW is dead. League is pretty dead. Not really an option. I mean, WoW Arena could have been like, it was the OG esport back in the MLG days, like the Halo days, but yeah, I said a couple other FPSs could do it. Like, you could get the generic fucking frat boy console COD player audience, I guess. I always see the shorts of that like old like grandpa like sniper guy on COD or whatever. It was like a real sniper or whatever. Just always fucking laughing. Or maybe he's playing Battlefield. I don't even know if that's COD. I don't know. In general, I don't really like FPS games. I don't know if this is gonna pop. I wanted to end on like one more. It's Battlefield, yeah. I just don't enjoy FPS games, man. Like CS and Valorant, I'm way too ADD to camp. I'm just gonna go in and go 1-for-1 or 0-1 and have an even or negative KD every single game, no matter the elo. I'm just gonna run in. I can't be fucked. Like back in the day, I guess I didn't hate every FPS. I didn't mind Halo back in the day, like BXRing people. I didn't mind like wall dancing in like Gears of War 2 and 3 and like doing all the shotgun fights. Like that wasn't bad. Guns the Duel was fun back in the day. Like my favorite LAN party console game FPS wise as a kid was probably Time Splitters. Like that game was really cool back in the day. You know, like FPS didn't used to be horrible for me, but nowadays I don't get any dopamine from it at all. Because it doesn't feel like my brain is like getting a workout. It's just all hands. Like I have a good optimized, you know, Artesian mouse pad and like, you know, Final Mouse and like all that kind of stuff and like a lot of like optimization stuff, but I like using my brain, not just only using my eyes and hands. And I just don't get that from FPS games. Outside of the, you know, feeling that you would get being really strategic with camping and like, you know, what nodes people are going to and like good smokes and stuff like that, but like that's just boring to me. And I've never seen like a newer FPS game that I think I would like. Some things are just too large scale. Like I think Battlefield is too large scale. I think the last game that I could shoot that I enjoyed was playing the DayZ mod on Arma 2 before it went standalone. And that was just more for like the immersion of it and just chilling and playing with friends. And that's like not even like it just being for like the sweatiness of it. Like I would like Overwatch. So I only played the Overwatch beta. If it was tracer only with different guns you can get and no objectives. That would be sick. Because then it would be very Quake-esque, you know? And then obviously some single player FPS games are okay. Like I love Doom Eternal when that came out. Hence all the Mick Gordon sometimes it comes up on on this playlist on shuffle, but because the Doom soundtrack is so good. But I don't know, I gotta go fast. I don't remember that rated. When DayZ was on Arma, yeah. This might be my last lobby. Hopefully I don't war mode bug the entire lobby. Yeah, I need something new to come out and just take the gaming world by storm. That has the feeling of like WoW Arena or like Smash or just, you know, some kind of, you know. Some CC based game, you know. Sure, it's still out of combat. Can't move. I just duel defensively to not die in the opener, I guess. I still haven't really been healed at all. Find root off that. I'm still dying. Poly. Guess I have Age. Defensively smoke bomb. So I can count like on my hand the amount of heals I've had this game. Around the ice wall for him. Held, I guess, to not die to air. My subterfuge doesn't work, so I can't cheap shot the mage to live. Eventually my healer will come back. He just gets cloned again. I can like count on my hands the number of heals I got this game. I updated it recently on the Discord. For my profile, but I might be ignoring too many buffs. It's just, I've been so, there's so many filler buffs this expansion that I was just like, I have to get rid of so many. I got the war mode bug, of course. That. Breaks my gouge for no reason. Double lab sticks with me for no reason. I have Moonfire, so I can't gouge. Can I get some loaf emotes in the chat real quick? Poor me, poor me. I get Warboat bugged every round. I'm using the S Arena by Sammers, and that one works. I got it on CurseForge for the beta. And then I'm having to use Omni Auras instead of big debuffs. Blind breaks to nothing. How you doing, Coco? I mean, I was doing last place damage, but yeah. That my hunter's mark. Love to see it. I know my kick doesn't show up. Omni Auras. This might be my last lobby though for the night. Might be a shorter stream. These are getting longer. just dead here. Not playing cheat death, and I was in flare, so I couldn't vanish. I tried to evade there, but exclamation mark? I don't know. I mean, like the sap thing. It's probably tied to better Blizz frames. That was Galen one mage. He was so mad about the saps. Alright, I think I'm gonna call it though. GG's. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Sorry for a shorter night. We'll make up the hours tomorrow for sure. Hopefully I'll get on earlier and have some cata games. I'm guessing it was better Blizz plates with like I don't think I have the combat indicator on. Maybe I do. I'm using the final mouse, Ultralight X. Yeah, I'm gonna call it. GG's, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Final mouse. Normally scroll wheels do break, yeah. This one hasn't broken yet. Ever since I got the larger size instead of like the small one. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. GG's.